What's cracking, everybody? New video. So, before we start anything, let's go. Welcome to another Thirsty Thursday. And yes, it is Saturday when we record this one because I can't be drinking in the middle of the week.
It was a rough week this time, huh?
Yeah.
We got a little buzz though. We got a little buzz throughout the week. It was cool.
Oh yeah, we did, but it's hard to get up in the morning. So we don't really have a topic because you guys still won't give us topics. Got my Christmas tree here, so that's something to look at as we scramble right before your eyes. What we got going on, Gun?
So hey, first of all, respects to everyone. I got yelled at last week. They said, hey, when Dubs is doing his part one, let Dubs come up with the stuff. Why do you always try to take control of everything? I said, hey, I'm just a prophet. Yeah, some guy. Anyways, trip out. This is the way it works.
Because I'd be running out of shit to say, so you carry the show when I do that.
Hey, did you see so I put out a video today about a Chiruhu. I'll start out straight for the gusto. And I seen the video you put on the UFC 5. I want to talk about your stuff first. What's up with that dude on Joe? He had Joe Rogan. Did he have Joe Rogan confused or what? Or you think Joe Rogan figured it out? That for those of you that don't know, Dubs did a reaction to a Joe Rogan video where he brought
my second channel.
Put it. Tell who did, because I don't even know what's going on.
I don't even know his name. We're just gonna. No, I don't want to call him a liar. Right? That's a hard word to call, man. But it's on my second channel, Dub S. I should have put it on here. You see the email right there? It's spelled the same way, Dub S. But I had seen that. I had heard the video while I was at work a while back, and I was like, man, I want to do reaction to that. You know, and life being what it is, I didn't get around to it. Today, I had time, and so I did it. And I swear to God, every time I hear that dude's story, it still fucks my head up. Like, hey, you know, in Joe Rogan, that will be so stoned or shroomed out that he gets all into the story. Like when the dude was telling his lies, Jordan, I don't think he knew they were lies. He was like, wow.
Hey, Joe Rogan, he gets all excited, huh?
He gets into it. But you know, he's always pretty knowledgeable on what his guests are talking about. But because he's never been to prison, then he's got to take people at their word. And that's why we're doing this kind of like right now, first part of the segment, so Joe Rogan can bring us on and we can tell him the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, he that dude definitely, from what I've seen, and I haven't watched the whole podcast though, Joe Rogan, I am going to refer to it though, definitely. Yeah, that dude was saying some outlandish shit, some shit that would never ever happen. He must have watched Blood In, Blood Out too many times, huh?
Hey, but then what was up with the guy with him that was just rolling a blunt in the beginning and just like yes manning, right? And then just started blowing all the smoke right in that dude's face the whole time he was telling his lies.
Hey, just fucking clowning on him, just blowing it in his face like, you fucking bubble. So you're lying. You're over here lying up.
And let's get something straight right now before everybody gets in the comments for me to fucking get in the ring with that UFC dude. It ain't happening.
It ain't happening here either. That dude fuck around and choke him. And now, hey, I ain't gonna say nothing about his UFC skills, but as far as some of the things he said in prison,
yeah,
he definitely was like Wes Watson, another key holder. You know, these guys. Hey, this guy literally said they tried to take the keys from him on the yard, like if there was literally keys.
Yeah, like
he was like, but I wouldn't give them up. I wouldn't give the keys up.
Yeah.
The only place I've ever known there to be a key was CMC. What was that? CMC East, CMC West, where you had a key to your cell.
Oh, I don't even know.
And that's only from what I've heard. I've never been there. I just heard that. There is no keys in prison.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
you'd be able to just walk right out.
Yeah, there's no keys. You don't literally got the keys. Like, hey, give me them fucking keys. No, Charlie, hold their mine, right? You don't got that.
Hey, but that I would like to know when that interview was, and if it was after that movie Shot Caller. Because remember in that movie Shot Caller at the end when he killed that dude, then he became the shot caller. Maybe that's where he got it from. I have no idea, but anyone who's
something that would never happen again.
No.
You know, he whacks that dude, he's gonna get whacked. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't whack someone because they threaten your family and then you just now I'm taking over. Don't work that way. There's 100 other white boys, 100 other woods waiting in line.
Yeah, that were there before him and want that same position.
And they're gonna whack you for whacking this guy with no fucking paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely doesn't work out there, but it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood, and they got to make it look good. I like that movie. Trip Out. Shot Caller was a good movie because there were some parts that were halfway believable. But you know what movie I liked even better than that was that movie Felon. Have you ever seen Felon?
I'm not sure.
The one where the Vato's like a construction worker and someone breaks into his pad and then he hits him with the bat.
Oh, no.
The dude's like jamming, and you got to trip out on it. The dude's jamming and he hits the dude with the bat. And so that's a manslaughter case. He picks up a case because dude was leaving, and he goes to the LA County Jail. And then from there, he goes to the pen. Right off the bus, someone gets whacked on the bus, and that fool ends up in the shoe because he don't want to say anything, you know?
Oh,
and he's there.
I did see it.
It's in Corco, and he's there during the Gladiator Wars, and he's going at it. Yeah,
I think I did see that. Yeah,
that's a good movie. That one, it's Hollywood, but at the same time, some of those things were happening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And,
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think for me, because I've done so much time in jail, I really can't get into the prison movies.
No,
I think it's like, I think maybe the equivalent is like when a chef goes to a restaurant, he knows what's wrong with the food as soon as he tastes it.
Yeah.
When you've done a lot of time and you see a movie like that, you kind of like, you're instead of enjoying it, you're kind of critiquing it without even realizing you're doing it.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what Joe Rogan, going back to that, I think that's what Joe Rogan's philosophy is. When he's talking to this guy, he's never been there, so he's never. Yeah. He's living a movie. He's never. You know what I mean? He's only this guy. Yeah. He's just like, oh shit, and then he pulled out a big old pedazo. Oh shit. You know what I mean? He's tripping because he's having never seen this in real life, and to understand that, man, this dude wasn't doing nothing like that.
But you know what's funny is the dude was scared to hide a piece or hold a piece because he said you could get 2 years, right? But then he turns around and beats the dude down and drags him out onto the tier. That's probably more time for that than for holding a piece.
Yeah, that's a unilateral assault. That's GBI, great bodily injury. Yeah, you're going to get more time to hold the piece.
And the fact that he's a UFC dude, it would be he would get the high term.
Yeah, because that's considered a dangerous and deadly weapon because you have a skill that could kill somebody.
There was so much stuff I could have picked at it, but I just wanted people to see it and see what they got to say in the comments. But the part that really irritated me the most, only part that irritated me out of what I saw was when he was saying that dudes in prison are dumb and ignorant. Yeah. I felt that was so disrespectful. You know what I mean? And like I said in the video, in the outside world, maybe he's more informed than them in certain aspects, but when he went into that jail, this dummy was getting into wreck after wreck. They weren't, so who's the dummy there?
Yeah, and again, man, he was in their world. Somehow he had to get there by being ignorant, So Trip Out, I dropped one. I dropped the spill, and I'm getting a lot of feedback. It's still popping right now, but the spill that I dropped was about this dude named Angel that I was incarcerated with out of state, who was basically, I called him the reverse booty bandit, right? Because this dude was, and what's funny, because somebody left me a comment. I guess they were a CEO in Nevada or something. I don't know who this guy is. Respects that individual though, and he said, there was actually a guy out there called Big Purdy, right? That actually would do the same thing. He said, so it's not the first time I've heard him hearing the story or actually witnessing some stuff like that. It's facts, man. A lot of people are like, wow, there's some odd individuals incarcerated. They lose their way. They lose their mind. They lose their way. And, in this case, this man, he was the man and the woman in the relationship. He was the both. He, like I said, you never knew what was going to come out that cell on any given day. Some days he'd come out. He was cool. He was that dude on the yard who can get you whatever, who was just cool, had a lot of respect. He had major hands. So, those type of dudes that have hands, everybody knows. And everyone's just like, all right, you ain't going to fuck with the guy, but, it's respect. Do your thing, I'll do mine. And then there was days he would come out on his Michelle shit, eyelashes. And I was like, damn. And what's going on with this individual right here? What's going through his mind?
I wonder if that's like schizophrenia, like where
he had different personalities, split personalities.
Yeah, see, that I wouldn't want to even be. Behind
that's why I kept my
want to be around somebody like that. But no, going back to Joe Rogan real quick, he did a podcast recently. I wish I could remember the name of it, but he was talking about how there is a gene for psychopathy. for psychopaths, right?
Yeah.
And that back in the days, it was necessary to have psychopaths among you, meaning like, so when our ancestors or even like the Europeans, when they would go into another town or village, they needed that guy that wasn't going to hesitate, or those guys that wasn't going to hesitate to slaughter and do whatever the fuck was needed to do and have zero conscience about it. Yeah, most people are going to have a conscience. You know what I mean?
And then for the most part, most of those guys were like the executioners, you know?
Yeah, weird, like crazy.
Yeah.
But he said that there was a teacher that did a study on psychopaths, right? Mm-hmm. And he needed a study group. Like, okay, so he was going to visit people in jail that were supposedly psychopaths. And then he had I don't remember what it's called, man. When you have a certain group that's like, I know what this group is. These are normal people. Yeah. And in his normal group, as he was going through it, he realized there was a psychopath within his, what do they call that group? But the group that was like supposedly normal, there was a psychopath in there.
Like
and when he looked into who,
like within his caseload or what?
Yeah, and you know who it was?
Who?
Him. It turned out to be him.
Trip out.
Hey, so but look, real quick. And it turned out, so people have the gene, but it may not get triggered. But they function. And that's a scary thought, that there are people, like, so what he did is he interviewed his kids, how they viewed him, how he interacted. And he was like, holy shit, I'm a fucking psychopath. And that's weird, homie. But anyways, that goes back to your video, what you're talking about. That dude might have been a psychopath.
Oh yeah, he was definitely something. You know, he was taking he was getting it up his path. But look at Trip out on this. I've always noticed, and maybe you've noticed it too. I'm straight up, that full cell was the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? You like them young white guys. They were in there like, what's up, brother? You know what I mean? It was ugly. But look.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that a lot of those psychologists and a lot of those people that are in that type of area of work are a little off?
Yeah, and a lot of them kill themselves.
Yeah, they're a little off, bro. It's just like if we were asked to be gang prevention or whatever, just having lived that life, it's something that I'm sure we'd never do. But if we were asked, of course, because they see us as having lived that life, that we're knowledgeable on certain aspects of things. Hands-on, you know, and it's the same thing with these people, man. They know how to decipher a mind and all that because their mind's fucked up. It's weird. I've noticed. You look at those psychologists; they're a little trippy.
Yeah,
you're over there talking to someone who's worse than you. Shit.
And you know, a lot of them don't have their shit together at all.
Nah, they're gonna help you.
And it's a trip how even not a psychologist, like everyone always has the answer for other people. But they don't have the answer for themselves. You ever trip out on that? What on that? For reals? Look it.
Leave me lady. What did I was smoking the whispers earlier? You're absolutely right. Yeah, there is a lot of people like that. I'm like that. I'm like that, man. Hey, people will call me familia, whatever. Homeboys like, hey, bro, what should I do? My old lady left me a suske. Shit, hit me up in about 20 minutes. Let me wash my face. Shit, I got 2 tortas online, right? I always have an answer for them, but when it comes to my problems in my life, I got no answers, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the world. I think that's something we have to deal with. We can critique everyone and give everyone the game, but we can't take our own medicine. We can't take our own, smarts and apply it.
I think what that is, though, has a lot to do with it is emotion. We're not emotionally attached to someone else's problems. But with our own, we do have some emotion involved, you know, whether it's anger, whether it's anxiety, whatever it is. And a lot of times people can't get around those emotions.
I agree. I trip out, bro. I trip out because, wait up, before I trip out, let me trip out on this beer.
Yeah, I'm going to grab another one in a minute. You know, I'm going to tell you this right now. The other day, the same shit happened, homie, and you got ahead of me, and next thing you know, you were like, Gord!
Gord! I'm fucked up. I'm faded. Hey, look at trip out. Yeah, I wanted to put that stuff there. That's what I was sitting on for a while. I don't like to talk about Cheetos. Because I don't like to talk about things I don't understand.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's how I've always been, bro. If I'm not of understanding and I don't really know, then I don't like to speak on it because I can speak on it way out of context and people are gonna be like, hey, bro. And I might misstep on my words and trip over my own words, right? But when it
Hold
comes
on.
to
Hold on
Look
a
at the
second,
blender.
everybody. My lady's making
That's Chile right there. That's Chile. I can hear the
salsa right now. We're
I
making.
can hear the blender.
My little Mexicana is getting busy. She's hooking it up. So
The
there
winner
we
is.
go. I told her if you make noise, babe, I'll just say we're getting the house reconstructed.
It's all good.
That was a drill right now.
So trip out. Yeah, I've always been like that, bro. Where I'm like, I don't like to speak on it if I don't really know. My information's not, totally, but I felt if I should throw that out there because it was some good content, and at the same time, it just crossed my mind. I was like, this individual. I wondered where he was at in life nowadays. If he's still fucked up in the head like that, because that's something wrong with him.
Yeah,
there ain't no other question about it, man. Someone who does that. Someone who preys and is a predator on people, whether it be younger people or just people in general, something's wrong with them. You know what I mean?
No, and check this out. It's not common, homie, but men do get raped, even in society. There's men that that's like a super taboo topic. But so people think like, oh, well, in prison. No, not in most. Well, in California, that's. If I don't know what was Angel, was he white or Mexican or
no, he was half Mexican, half native.
Oh yeah, see out here he'd have got hit for doing that.
Yeah, that's why I started to. That's why I had to approach him the way I did. Yeah. A lot of these dudes I was with, they weren't from California. There was one other homeboy from California. They were all from that state, so to them it was commonplace. It was normal. To me, I was like, hey, bro, like I don't want to see that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't like why we even got this dude functioning right here. They were like, well, you go tell him something. I was like, I will go tell him something. I'm going to do it peacefully and respectfully. I like my teeth where they're at, right? But I'm going to go, I'm definitely going to go ask him. And he told me straight up, he was like, that's just what I do, bro. That's my thing. And I said, yeah. And he goes, look, I have enough respect not to do my business in front of you guys. But this is what I'm going to do. Basically, get off where you're mad at, motherfucker. If it's that serious, go ahead. I said, all right, man. Well, do your business then. I'm gonna tell you right now, this was the trippy part about it. When he was doing his fucking whole thing. I don't care. That's on him, right? This was the one that used to trip me out. The character of him that would trip me out is when I said he would throw on those old boots and those fucking gloves with sangre all over them.
Yeah.
And he would go. So say it's a day room, right? And there's a table, and there's 4 chairs on the table. There's stools that are actually attached to the table.
Yeah.
People playing pinochle, spades, whatever. They're kicking back, eating, drawing, whatever you're doing. It's the day room. This Vato would go to the table. So say the little young white guy's right here, and maybe the little young white guy told him, hey, you know what? No, I don't want to put my peep on your ass, right? Yeah. Whatever he told him. This fool would fucking have the gloves, wife beater on, bro. He was a big dude. Fucking big old boots, dirty boots on. And say you're sitting right there, and he just look at you fucking with his hands like this and just look at you. Crazy, bro. His veins popped out. Sweating and shit, just looking the whole time. And that dude be all uncomfortable, like, I got 4 books.
Yeah.
This is beyond him, right? Viciously. And I'd be like, watch out. Look at Angel. Angel's trying to get it in, right? And this whole time, I always assumed that Angel was the man of the situation. That's what I assumed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was totally wrong, bro. I was totally wrong. He was the reverse, and it tripped me out, like I said. And then when I seen that one white guy come out with his eye hanging out, he was all beat up, bro, but he had a big old smile on his face. I was like, he probably wasn't expecting that to happen. After he's probably like, shit.
That's what you call a shitty situation right there in a real way.
Because all right, look, and let's just keep it real. You hear these horror stories about prison and whatever the case may be. You see these movies and bad things happen to people, so you're automatically expecting that he's gonna be the bottom one, right?
Yeah.
Hey, he probably felt more violated being the top because that dude made him. You're gonna fuck me. That's just what it is. He's like, well, I don't even swing that way. Well, you're gonna swing this way, right? He's like, fuck it, hey. Can we turn the lights off for this? That means I could imagine some shit.
You know what? And I know this is probably too graphic, and my segment may not get monetized.
It will.
At the end of the day, what I trip out on that is a guy's dick still got hard for that shit.
That's why I said it was something I've never witnessed, and to this day, that's it. It ends right there with that dude. I've never seen no one like that again. At least I don't know. It was just an odd thing to come across in life, and it was something I put out there because I was like, man, it was. I used to watch them walk into the cells, and I'd be like, damn, you could hear, when just like in Hawaii when they get off, you hear the cell, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers in there getting it. You're like, ooh. Everybody wants to look, but you can't dry snitch. You can't look that way. So you just gotta keep playing your cards like, ooh, you hear boom, ooh, someone got fucking knocked out. So we'd see him go in there, bro, veins all popped out of his head, and then that motherfucker would come out skipping. Totally happy. Yeah, the other guy would come out an hour later, like, what happened? Eh? And I'd be like, damn, he got fucking.
I'm glad I never seen no shit like that. I don't know. I would have.
Like I said, eventually, when it started to become a problem, when people were like starting to take offense to it, it was happening a little too much. I think what happened was we got a new Wood who came up in there who was feeling some type of way because he was a skinhead, and you know how the skinheads are compared to the Woods. Skinheads are more about their race than anything, and just because that this dude had his taste, which was younger white dudes, he took it as a disrespect, and I think the Woods were starting to. Yeah. They were starting to feel like, okay, now this guy's targeting us or making us look bad. I ended up getting shipped out to a different compa, so I don't know how it all played out. But people were starting to get. But I mean, this had been going on for years prior to me being there. This guy was down already like 20-something years by the time I got there.
Oh shit!
So he had fucking a whole gaggle of fucking victims, and. And like I said, when I first got there, it was cool. He was one of the tier tenders. He was cool. He's passing. She's like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, they call me Angel. I'm cool. He never, when it came to Mexicanos, like I said, he had his preference, bro. He just never disrespected at all. There was never a nothing like that. There wouldn't be, bro. At the moment that a motherfucker would have winked, it was over. You know what I mean? Motherfucker be doing all day right now, straight up.
Yeah.
He was never like that. And you didn't take it as nobody was spooked. You know what I mean? Unless you, and I mean, I seen him getting some righteous fights over fucking the broom and righteous fights over disrespect. And he flatlined his victims. They had to carry them out of there. He did bad things to him, bro. He really righteously had major hands. He used to say, I'm a Golden Glove boxer. And everyone knew, but he was something different. He had hands. You know what I mean?
And that's why, at some point, I don't know. You already know out here that don't.
Yeah, this was a whole different state.
Just two dudes that know what they're doing to get on them. You know what I mean? And
yeah, like I said, I think if he would have approached the wrong person, it could have went that route. I seen him get flight ticket on him numerous times, and him just get up. And I tripped because that's what always tripped me out was no matter how many people he beat up, he always stood on the compa and they left. It was weird.
Weird.
That led me to believe that there was, like I said, it was a whole different place. It became so normal that it was just like, whatever. Oh, look, Angel beat someone else up. You know what I mean? And that was it.
Angel took another pipe right now.
Yeah, look at Angel. Look at Angel. That motherfucker's, he got the bubble guts. Pobrecito fucking Angel's guts. Anyways, fucking, so what's going on, man?
Nothing, man.
Same old shit. You about to eat some carne? Hey, I see fucking Kelpie still acting like a baboso, huh?
Who?
Kelpie, the little brown guy.
Oh yeah. That poor kid, man. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. It's crazy how he keeps popping up on my feed now, though.
Me too. That Vato's fucking relevant right now, huh? He's getting his 15 minutes of fame.
But I don't ever see him on his own platform.
And that right there is that right. You hit it dead on, and that's where he's making his fatal mistake. He's building everybody's brands, everybody's channels. He's spreading himself thin, Holmes, and he ain't focusing on his own bag, his own.
I think that has to do with when I have seen him on his platform, he's got nothing to say but to talk about what he already talked about.
Yeah. Well, he has
how does a kid like that? How does he build a platform? I don't think he can, eh? But I think that when these guys want to interview him, he should be saying, "Come on my podcast, and then I'll go on yours for part 2."
Absolutely, but he's a young kid that just happened to stumble. He stumbled onto something, And like I said, man, he's got that victim role down righteously, and people are going to constantly play him out of pocket, bro. And then there are those of us that are actual content creators that have something to say. You know, we're definitely gonna give our perspective and our point of view on it. You know, I had this one guy, he got at me, he was like, "Why are you guys talking about Kelpie, man? You guys are making him relevant." I said, "And why not make him relevant?
Yeah,
why not? What has he done to us to not help this kid out? Hey, he's like he says, he's raza, right? So why not? You know, if he's brown, the only thing I say is there comes a point in time where if you are claiming that tag as a brown, you start to carry yourself as you should. You know, with a little bit of professionalism and gain some respect about yourself. Don't get spit on and beat up.
Yeah, that right there is hard to come back from.
Yeah, and that's why I've never, in my spills, you know, I clown a little bit. That's just my nature. But I've never really, I don't feel like he's a lost cause, bro. I feel like he's crying for help and he needs guidance. You know what I mean? And he's all over the place with the trying to get it.
But it's that old saying, homie. He's looking for love in all the wrong places, though.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I don't know. I think his 15 minutes is running out. But he's gonna be that guy that's gonna be good on other people's platforms, but never be able to grow his own brand.
Yeah. You think about it, he really has no brand.
No.
His name is his brand. And right now, you know, he's popping right now as far as because he got beat up. But eventually people are going to get tired of, okay, you got beat up. Until you get beat up again, come fuck with us. You know what I mean? We're there's nothing we really, you know, it's just a young little 19-year-old kid that got slapped up and spit on. Hey, I'm here to tell you, right? That's not the first or the last. I've done seen it happen a lot of times prior to this guy, right? It's just he just happened.
I know who you're talking about too.
Oh man, shit, gang of times, bro. It just happened to hit, and that's it, and it is what it is, bro.
Yeah. You know? Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna finish this beer. Where are you at on your beer? I'm not even gonna say that.
I'm about right here.
We're gonna go ahead. I'm at 27 minutes.
That's all good.
And so we're gonna end this one here. If you like the video, make sure you like the video. Comment, man. You guys gotta let us know what you want us to talk about. Give us topics. You guys want us to bullshit and clown and make you laugh? Do you want serious topics? You guys gotta get in the comment section and let us know. Make sure you check out my second channel, DUBESS Dub S. Check me out over there. Make sure you check out Gunner. My video is gonna be dropping. It's dropped right now, 8 o'clock. Gunners will be on at 9. And let's have a good time. Everybody be safe. Be smart and tell the ones you love that you love them.